Hey guys, welcome to my test world here. I'm gonna do a tutorial, step-by-step tutorial on my 4-button combination lock. This particular model has a 6-digit pin, but I'll show you here soon that can be altered. So let's go ahead and show you how it's built. You're gonna start with the button array, and you can use any size button array you'd like. I'm going to start with the 4 button just to keep things simple for this tutorial, but you can ramp it up to a 6 or 9 or however many buttons you prefer. So I'll throw some buttons on there, and we're just going to do a very simple little way of getting the power to the array. So just throw some repeaters down, throw a block on either side, so the 2 bottom torches will come straight out and the 2 top torches will go out to the sides. And so we're basically just putting 4 repeaters in a row. So this would be the upper left if you're looking at the panel. This would be the bottom left, bottom right, and upper right. So it's a little out of sequence as far as you would think this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 normally, but if you're looking at this part of it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. But you can label it anything you like, and it'll all work the same. Alright, so after the repeaters, you want to put blocks, and now these repeaters are powering these blocks. And if you put torches on top, the torches will go out because it's being powered. The first digit or first part of your pin, whichever button you want to choose to be the first number, let's say, you remove the torch. So if you want to call that the first number, we can call that. I'm going to remove this block temporarily so I can get down below, and I'm going to put some dust here. And you notice that dust is not lit. If you put a block above it and then go down and take a look, that dust is now lit. So by putting a block on top here, it sends the power straight down below. Take that block away, no power comes down below. So you have to have that block there. So we're going to take that power and we're going to send it down below this block here, because if I put dust under this block, that'll light up too, and I don't want that. I want the one button that we're using for our pin to be lighting this dust. So we'll kind of drop it down and then bring it back up. Whoops, that's about it. So let's see, I can bring it up a little bit faster than that. So let's right through there. Alright, so that's the first number, and we're going to just copy this pattern down the line, changing the missing torch to reflect the new pin number. So let's do a 6-digit pin, because really a 4-digit pin is not really that secure, so it's kind of a waste of time to do this. So I think you got to at least do a 6-digit pin for this to be really secure. It is still secure the other way, but not quite as. So what do we got here? 4. So we'll do 2 more. Some more repeaters. This mod is TooManyItems by Marglyph something. Very nice mod. And yeah. So this will be the last pin number, whatever. So throw torches on, well, everything except the ones you want, I guess. There's my torches, there we go. So let's start leaving out some torches. And there we go. So that's going to be our pin. The torches that are missing are the ones that we will use for the pin. So I'm going to do the same thing again, put some dust down here, and then replace the block. And I'll have to dig that out here in a second. And this one I can get it from the side. Just makes it a little easier when I'm digging the tunnel underneath to know where to stop. It's only 4 blocks, so it really shouldn't matter. Put that repeater back. And one more. So remember, you have to go down below and then back up. And then the last one is way at the end. So let's go get that one. So again, drop it down below, and then you can come up after the last block. What the hell? Alright, so run this out. Which one? That one's all the way at the other end again. Run this dust out here. And this one's already here. And this one is the third one in. Alright, so we've run the dust out from each of the pin numbers that we've chosen. Again, there's a block underneath the block that's missing a torch, and the dust is powered when there's a block there. And it's diverted down below, so it's not interfered with any of the other buttons. Alright, so that's the first step. If you had more buttons, you would just add more repeaters this way. So that would be a 9-button pad. You would hook all the 9 lines up to here, which would be a chore for sure. But once you get them all hooked into these repeaters without being interfered with, then it's pretty easy after that. I'm going to take a quick nap, and we will continue. Alright, so we got the first half of the array done, the easy half. Now we need to do the RS NOR latches with the AND gates. So, we're going to start with a block with a torch on it. And we're going to run that block. I got to remember how many we have to go. So if I run this out to here, I think that'll do it. I might have to adjust that later, but let's try that. I'm going to go ahead and use some colored wool so it's easy to tell which part is the latch, and maybe the AND gates. I'll have separate wool for that. This is the RS NOR latch. One torch here, and it is turning off this torch here, and vice versa. This torch up here, if you remove that dust, this torch up here, repeaters, work like you're supposed to. There you go. Anyway, it works when you don't remove the dust. I don't know why it does that. It's really weird. If you throw a button on the sides here, it'll work fine, but for some reason removing this dust won't let that torch come on. So it's strange, but it works. Alright, so the default state, works that way, but it doesn't work the other way. Something to do with the repeaters. Alright, so the default state's going to be, this torch will be on, and when I hit the button for the first pin, this line of dust will go out, and it'll let this torch come on, which will set this RS NOR latch, turning this torch on. And that torch will output its power to a informal AND gate. And a lot of people like to say, that's not an AND gate, it's a NAND gate or whatever. They're all the same to me. Basically, what an AND gate, the basic premise behind it is it's two torches, or two power sources powering a single circuit, and that circuit is powering a single torch. Only when both power sources go out will the torch come on. So, let me see if I've got enough room here. If I go here, I think I'm going to have to move that out one, because I don't want that torch being right there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So let me move this out one block, gain a little bit of extra space. So the RS NOR latch will go here instead. So that's how you build it again. And then we'll extend this line straight out. And then we'll put the output right here again with a torch on that face. And that's going to be going right into a repeater, and the repeater will have a dust in front of it. Now you see that's interfering, we can't have that, so we've got to put a blocker on top. And now when this torch here comes on, it will power this dust, and it will send power. It's weird because it won't send power, turn that off. It's not sending power to this dust. But if you put a torch there, it'll turn that torch off. So it's kind of weird. It won't power the dust, but it will power the torch. So we're going to use that little quirk to send power to the left here. And, oops, I don't want to make that blue, I guess. It's still part of the AND gate, so to speak. So we're going to put a torch here that is turned off. So I think I need a repeater in here to prevent crosstalk on the next one. So what we have here is we have two power sources coming in here. One's coming in here, powering that torch, keeping it off, and the other power source is coming from here, powering that torch, keeping it off. Only when these two power sources go out, that torch and the button is hit, will this torch come on. And what it means when this torch goes out is that you have set the RS NOR latch. The first button has been pushed, this RS NOR latch is set, reversing the torches, allowing this one to come on, powering this dust, turning this torch off, giving one condition for this torch coming on, and then you have to hit the other button, being the second condition, and then the torch will come on and it will set the next RS NOR latch, which will go in the same space, linearly or whatever you want to call it. Damn it. So we're going to do the RS NOR latch exactly the same as before. Nothing's changed here. And we're still going to have the output coming out here. And the difference is we need to change where the that piece of dust is that sends the power to the torch. If I do it the same way I did it before, it's going to power that torch this way. I don't want that. I only want it to go to the left. So what we're going to do is we're going to push the repeater out a block. So we're going to put some, this needs to have dust there. So we're going to put some dust out here, isolated, and then we're going to put the repeater. And that's why this repeater over here is necessary, because we're going to put some dust here. And the dust will not power the repeater because it's not pointing the right direction, but it will send power to the left, turning off that torch, if you put a block on top. So you have to have that blocker on top to send power. If that blocker is not there, torch comes on, it won't work. Put the blocker up there, and then I'll put this line of dust back in here. I don't think we need a repeater on this one because it's going to be isolated from the next one, because the next one's the same as this one. So we have same thing we had before, 2 power sources, one here from the next button in line, and one here from the RS NOR latch that has not been set yet. And then it's the same thing. This one that we're building here will be the same as the first one. So the RS NOR latch is the same. Turn that thing off. So we'll build that exactly the same. And I'm not concerned with that feedback through here. And the reason I'm not concerned is because once you've met the conditions to have the next RS NOR latch, I don't really care if a signal gets sent back, because we've already passed that point. We're already on to the next one, so it's okay. So hook that torch up, and then we'll have the output block here. And from here on, we're just copying the pattern. So I'm going to, instead of doing each one individually, I'm going to speed up the process by going like this and building it this way, because I know they're all the same. So block with dust on it, then a repeater, then a block on top of that repeater, torch on the face of that, the blue block on the alternating ones for the output, and then a green block, and a torch goes on the face of that to complete the RS NOR latch. And then a face goes on each of the blue blocks to head towards the AND gate. And here's where it starts changing. The last one we did, we had a line of dust. So this one we're going to do a repeater first, and then the dust. Whoops, and then the dust. And remember, you have to have that blocker there. And then we're going to put, be consistent here, I guess. So we'll put a blue block with a torch on it for the AND gate, and so do that, and run that into there. And you notice these aren't set, but we can reset them easily. Alright, let me take another nap and we'll finish this thing off. Alright, so we're almost there. Well, we still got a little ways to go. So the last one we did was repeater first, the next one will be dust first, and then a repeater. Remembering to isolate those. And apparently I need a repeater here to isolate that. And then blue block. So every other one is exactly the same. Alright, last one we did dust first, so we'll do a repeater first. And isolate that. Blue block there, the torch on it. And extend that line over to the RS NOR latch. Push that in there. And we're good. And we don't need a repeater here because we're not going one more, so that's fine. Alright, so we're all hooked up as far as this goes. Let me reset these manually. So now we're in the default condition, all the torches are off, and let's go see what happens when we start entering the code. The first button is the bottom left, call that 3. The next one in line is the bottom right, so 4. Now you notice they're lighting up in turn, but the one before that is not turning off. That's because we haven't set up the reset feature yet. And if I hit, what's the next one? The next one is 1, or the top left. So if I hit the wrong button, nothing's going to happen, because it's not the right combination for the next one in line. So you could just sit here and hit buttons till you get it. I don't know what the next one is, but I'll just hit all 4 buttons and it lights up. So that's not very secure. And the way we're going to secure that is by the reset feature. So that's what really gives you your security. We're going to take a line of blocks over the top of those torches, and we're going to run it over here. And I've got to I've got to put a repeater on top of this one so it doesn't interfere with that torch. That torch, if it came on, would be powering this block, but if I put a repeater on top of that, then it can't power that. Actually, do I want to... I think I need to invert this at some point. Let me do it this way. Instead of putting the repeater there, I'm going to kind of bridge that gap with a... Oops, what a long one is it? Try that again. Bridge that gap by putting a torch there, and oops, damn it. Try this again. Take this block back out, don't need that there. And then I'm going to put dust all along the top of this. That's going to come into here. Oops. And when that lights up, it'll turn off this torch, turning off this dust, which will, when we bring it to here, back off one, put a torch there, and some dust on top of here. And notice that interfered, so we have to block that off. And put that on there. So that torch is off, and it will only come on when this torch goes off, and that will only go off when you hit a wrong button. The right button doesn't have a torch here. All the wrong buttons have torches underneath here that will light up this reset line. So any wrong button will set off the reset. So I think we're good there. I don't need a repeater there unless I start adding more buttons. It gets further away. I think we're fine. Famous last words. So we're going to copy that pattern all the way down. So we'll put blocks on top of here till there, and then we'll be putting the torch to span that. Makes it easier if you just throw a line across here. Oh, damn it. Alright, so we're good there. And then let's throw dust on top of all of these. Oops, I didn't quite go far enough today. Some more dust here. If I haven't mentioned it yet, that mod is TooManyItems. Just to save you guys from asking. Alright, so continuing to copy the pattern, exactly the same all the way down. Block there, torch there, and then we will put a block on top of that torch. And I'll see if that's why you have to change this up. So it's not exactly the same all the way down. You want that to bridge that. You don't want that torch to light it up. So let me backtrack and rephrase. Every other one will have an extra block there. Alright, so sorry about that. And oops. The rest of it should be the same, I think. Torch there, some dust here, isolated. Should we isolate? I'll go ahead and oops. Go ahead and isolate these now while I'm at it. Alright, so let's go back to this. This one will be the same as the first one, so we're good there. Ah, damn it. So we'll run this out to here, put a torch, dust there, and dust there. Well, this one I've got to change. So add an extra block. That one out. Alright. And did it again. Alright, and this one was fine the way it is. And this one I have to move out. Torch there, block there, and a little block there. Alright, I think I've got it, but I have yet to do one of these and not screw something up, so we will do some bugging here. It's the first time for everything. Debugging, I suppose. Alright, the first button is the bottom left. So far so good. The first RS-NOR latch lights up because it just ran straight in here. There's no AND gate or anything. The signal goes off here, allows this torch to come on, which turns this torch off, which turns this torch on, which sends the signal over to the next array. So now half of the condition is being met, and the reason why that dust is on is because this block is powered from this side. So it's not receiving any power from the one side, which is what we want. The first RS-NOR latch is not sending power this way. So that condition is met. We've pushed the right first button. Alright, so we have the first RS-NOR latch set. We hit the correct first button. It's sending power to this informal AND gate, turning off this torch. So now this this dust here is not receiving power this way. It's lit up because it's receiving power from this repeater, but it's not receiving power from the first RS-NOR latch, which is what we want. And then if we hit the second correct button, this line of dust will go out, and now we have no power coming into this torch, and the torch will come on, setting the second RS-NOR latch. And that's bottom right. So if we hit bottom right, the next one should come on, and the first one went out. The first one went out because we hit the wrong button for the first RS-NOR latch. We hit bottom right. Bottom right is this torch right here. It lit up this line of dust and it reset the first one. So as you go along, unless you have the two numbers in a row, it's going to reset the previous RS nor latch. And if you have two numbers in a row, it doesn't really matter. It works fine. But if you hit the wrong number, what's the next one? Next one is 1, top right. So if I hit the wrong button now, we're back to the first one. That happened to be the correct number for the first button. If I hit the wrong one now, oh, damn it, I keep hitting the right buttons. Bastard. Alright, let me try this one here. Alright, so they all go out. But anytime you hit the bottom left, it's going to light up that first RS no latch because it's the correct one. But if you're on down the line, it's not going to matter if that comes on or not. Alright, so bottom left, bottom right. Good, and what's the next one? Top left. And the next one is top right. And top right. Oh, something happened. Alright, so top right, it's not working. Got to find the bug. See? There's the bug. I think. Alright, bottom left, bottom right. So far so good. Top left. And then, man, I wish I could see through blocks. Top right. Ah, worked. Top right, bottom left, and top right. Whoops. Bottom left, top right. Bottom left, top right. Bottom left. And notice the first RS nor latch came on. That's because it's the correct number for the first one. That's the only one that will come on when it's the correct number. None of these other ones will come on because they have the AND gates. But the first one doesn't have an AND gate. If you hit the correct first button, this will always come on. But we got the next to last one down there, and I forgot already it's the top right. Oops. So top right should be all the way at the end. Yes, correct. And now we have unlocked the circuit. We are outputting a signal here. I don't need that torch. And this is what you run to your doors. So let's run that out, just so we have something to play with. We'll throw a repeater in here. We're running out of power. Alright, so this will be our door. Powered is open or closed, depending on where you're facing. Alright, so it's open now. We can hook up a pressure plate once we go through the door to reset the last RS nor latch. So you gotta run like a parallel circuit, I think. There might be a better way to do it, but I'm not sure if there is yet. Ah. So if you run a pressure plate that's hooked up to that door normally, but it also is hooked up to a reset line, which we run parallel to the other one. Throw a repeater in here just in case we run out. And I'm going to run it up top here. And hook it up to that last reset line for the last RS nor latch right there. So if hitting the pressure plate will turn off that last one, which will close this door. Which will close this door. Which will close. Close. What's that resetting? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, I hate myself sometimes. Okay, so it closed the door. Alright, so let's run through this code once more. Bottom left, bottom right. Top left, top right. Top left, top right. Probably easier to turn these into numbers, but bottom left, top right. So bottom left. Now theoretically, if we've done this correctly, that door should open. And it does. So we can go through, and the pressure plate should close it. Nice. So that wasn't too bad. A few bugs, but pretty easy ones. I hope that helps you guys. This is a very secure circuit if you have enough pin numbers. If you only have 4 pin numbers, it's probably not that good. It's probably just as good just to use levers. But once you start getting above 5 pin numbers, it becomes very, very secure. I think this is like 1 in, I don't know, let's find out. So it's you got 1 out of 4 chances to get the first button right. So it's 1/4 to the 6th power or whatever. Anyways, 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times. Oops, yeah. So that's 6 4s times each other. It's 4,096 possible combinations, which isn't bad. If you want to add another pin number, if you want to go 7, it's quite a bit higher. Did I do that right? 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Yeah, so 16,000 possible combinations. Do it again, you got 65,000 possible combinations. 262,000 possible combinations. If you have a 9-digit pad, a 9-button pad rather, which I had in one of my previous videos, if you have a 4-digit pin, 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 is 61, which is more than what we had just now. And this one gets out of control really, really quick. So very secure. It's obviously kind of ridiculous to have this much security, but it's the point of making something cool that hope you guys will enjoy. So I'm going to call these conditional RS NOR latches because they're combined with AND gates, so they're conditional, or they depend on the previous one to be able to set the next one. So there you go, step by step. That's how you do it. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.